Good morning and welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for taking time to get on this morning as we go over how to set effective goals for this year. I am going to show a PowerPoint presentation, so I hope that you can keep up and see it. If you can't see it, type it in the chat box and let me know. This is going to be more of like me talking, and then at the end I'll ask some questions once I stop recording. And then tomorrow night when we get on, we will discuss the goals that you guys have set for yourself. And what you are hoping, expecting, and working for this year. So my name is Katie McGilvery. For any of you that do not know me personally, have not had a chance to work with me before or ever be a part of anything that I've done. I am a wife, a mother of 2 small children under the age of 3, a small business owner, and a health and fitness coach through Beachbody. It's only been in the last year that I have really decided that I liked doing business and that it was something that was important to me. It's become a passion that I didn't really know that I had. My background is in nutrition and nursing. So this is a new experience for me, but I'm loving it and I'm embracing it because I feel like this is where God has called me to be. Not only do I get to help women make the most incredible transformations in their life, but I get to teach women how to run businesses from home. And this group has been a little bit different because I am trying to do it based off of the things that have helped me and not really speaking to so many other people's expectations or their needs. And what that means is sticking to a schedule that works for my life. And so as we go into this, I want to really encourage you, for those of you that feel like, why did I pay for this? Why am I wasting my time with this? The excuses have to stop before we ever start doing this. And that's something I'm going to share more about, is that when you set goals, and when you decide to go all in with it, you have to decide what this means to you. If you're not invested in your business and in your personal life and seeing growth in those things, you're not going to see it happen. If you're constantly letting doubt and negativity enter in your mind, that's going to affect everything that you're doing. If you let it in, it will win. And then doubt turns into fear, and then fear into anxiety. And anxiety stops you from doing anything. Fear stops you from moving forward and pursuing things. You're going to have to decide that the goals that you are pursuing are worth more to you than anyone's opinion about what you're doing. It's worth more to you than the likes and the comments and all of those things on social media. You know why you are setting these goals. And if you don't, we're about to jump into that and discover it. So that's where we're going to start this morning. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, how to set goals. Let me see how this is going to work. Okay, so before we get started with that, as I kind of just mentioned, people give up before they start to even dream or imagine what's possible. You think about your goals and you're like, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve this, but then things start happening. Life kicks in, and I guarantee you within the first month of you setting these goals, you're going to have all kinds of things happen. You're going to have kids that get sick. You're going to have a spouse who something happens to them. Something's going to happen at your job. There's going to be drama on your social media. Someone's going to send you a nasty message about what you're doing. It happens. That is part of the process. Fear and discouragement will take over your mind if you are not careful to protect it. I was going to show you. Hold on just a second. Okay, so the daily affirmations that I shared with you yesterday, they're there for you to print them out, write them down if you don't have a printer, put them somewhere where you're going to see them every single day. And this is something I have to make myself do every single morning, is to sit down and talk to myself and say, Katie, what you are doing is so much more important than the opinions of people who don't pay your bills. What you are doing is so important to the people whose lives you have the opportunity to affect and to change for the better. I will not live in fear. I am difficult to offend. So when I get those nasty messages or people who are like, I don't understand why you're working with this pyramid scheme, I don't understand, and you just say, that's okay. You don't have to. Because your opinion is not paying my bills. And you need to get that mindset. Am I always like that? No. I had a moment this morning with someone who I care about dearly that sent me a message that maybe wasn't meant to be nasty, but it came across to me that way because I'm so passionate about what I do. And to have opposition to that, even though I know it's good, and I know the mission behind what I'm doing is clear to me, it's not going to look the same for everyone else. People that don't understand how your business works or why you're working so hard or any of those things, they're going to stand up and they're going to say things, even if you don't ask for their opinions. It just comes with the territory. But I had to remind myself, I am difficult to offend. I love people and I enjoy serving them, which is why I get out of bed every morning at 4:15 to take care of myself, to take care of my children, and then to sit down and to do the work that brings me joy. And to know that the conversations that I'm having, the invites I'm sending to my business opportunity, the team that I'm growing, it is all for the good of changing people's lives. So let's get crystal clear on that. Fear and discouragement will take place. The excuses are going to come up rapidly, y'all. It's unreal. I wish I could be, I don't think I could be any more clear about it. You have to stop blaming other people for why you're not getting where you want to be. You have to stop blaming that upline that is not attentive to you, and the one that doesn't seem to be working her business anymore or is not a part of anything that you're doing. You have to stop blaming your spouse who doesn't get why you're excited about this and the negative people that come into your life. You just have to say bye and let those people just do what they want and say what they want. But at the end of the day, you know why you're getting out of bed in the morning. You know why. So that's where we're going to start. People aren't going to believe in what you do, and you shouldn't expect them to. You know what you are doing is good. All right. Oh, and these are the little graphics I'm going to send y'all that are free. Just little reminders. Let me show you how cute they are. The bags under my eyes are designer. You are designing this life. You deserve to have those bags. So how to set goals. We're going to talk about dreams and visions and mission statements. And then finally, we're going to get to setting goals. So just hang with me as best as you can. Your dreams say, I want. I want what? What do I want for my life? What do I want to see happen? If there were no obstacles to stand up, if there was no fear, if I didn't have to think about anyone but myself, and if I could achieve anything that I set my mind to, what would I want? For me, I want to see more time spent with my family, quality one-on-one. I want to see a marriage that is blossoming. And we're going back to that before we got married because we didn't have the best, like, newly married life. We didn't do the honeymooner thing very long. But I want to see a life that's not run by stress and chaos due to financial responsibility. I want us to be financially free. I want to, watch my girls grow and to be hands-on with them and to not worry about having to leave them for financial obligations. I want to see my husband who gets to relax more. Because right now he's just super tense and super stressed. And I swear, since we have moved to North Dakota, he has aged like 5 to 10 years. If I was blessed with anything and got to do anything in my life, I would do exactly what I'm doing now. And that's the kind of dream and vision. When you think about it, are you still doing the things that you're doing now? Are you still plugging away, trying to make your dreams reality? We surrender our dreams under the banner of maturity and decide to be practical with phrases like, don't get your hopes up, you'll just be disappointed. I'll believe in it when I see it. I'd rather expect the worst and be surprised. There's no point in thinking about that because it will never happen for me. I'm not a pessimist, I'm just a realist. Do you ever hear people say that to you when you're talking about your dreams and your goals and you're like super excited? My husband does this, love him, but he doesn't see the big picture. He is more of like a now in the moment, and I'm blessed for that. Because he keeps me a little bit grounded sometimes when I'm just like, oh, dreams everywhere. But I would rather believe that I can do anything I set my mind to and have a reality check later with maybe missing a few goals or maybe like at the end of the year reevaluating and saying, okay, well, I missed that. So I'll have to figure out ways, is that still important to me? Is that still a priority? Than to think that everything is doom and gloom. I'm never going to be successful. There are some people that are successful in my company, but I'm just not going to be one of those people. Instead, I would like to believe that the mission that I have and the vision that God's put in my mind for what I can do with this business and the way that I can grow is going to serve my family. It's going to bless others. It's going to change the lives of the coaches that I work with who need financial growth in their life. So that they're not stressed out. Because our vision together is that we are growing a team that is elite, that is special, that is serving more people each year to help in the trend of obesity, to help women feel confident in their skin, to help women believe that they can do something that no one else says that they can, to outgrow the lack mentality, like they're never going to be good enough, they're never going to have what they need to be successful. We have everything we need to be successful now. So when you hear people say this to you, you say, oh, man, it makes you start to think, do I have what it takes? And I'm going to tell you right now, you do. You have everything it takes. You have the time in your day. You have the financial means. You have the blessings upon you. You have all of these things. But you have to believe that you have those things in order to set out to make these things happen and to make it a reality. You have to believe in yourself more than anyone else. And you have to know that the vision and the mission that you have in your heart is God-breathed and that it's going to happen. It may not happen right away. It may take some plugging along. If you're a part of an MLM like I am, it's not an overnight success. It is showing up day after day, consistent and persistent, especially when things aren't all sunshine and rainbows. Believe for your donut. So some of you that follow me on social media might have seen the story of the donut. My 3-year-old likes to go into the store. She gets quarters for doing chores, like helping unload the dishwasher, stuff like that. And she likes to go into the grocery store where they still have those little, what are they called? Like little dispensers. They have candy, they have toys, they have stickers, all kinds of things. And she likes to go in there and spend her quarters. Totally fine with that, whatever. Well, she's obsessed with these little, they're not Shopkins, but they're kind of like Shopkins. They're little erasers. Take them apart, put them back together. And she told me the other day when we were saying her nighttime prayer, she said, Mom, I'm going to ask God to give me that donut. And I said, you are? And she goes, yep, because donuts have sprinkles and I really want one. And she believed in her mind and in her heart that when she put her coins in that machine, she was going to get that donut. And friends, she got the donut. We went into the store, she put her quarters in, she turned it, and out popped the donut. She was just disappointed because it didn't have sprinkles, but she got her donut. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. You have to envision it. You have to smell it. You have to feel it. You have to breathe it in your soul to know that, hold on. I see a raised hand. I'm coming. You have to know in your soul that what you are doing is good, and it's perfect, and it is attainable. Cheryl, did you need something? Can you type it in the chat box so I can see it? Chat, more chat. Nope. Okay, I'll keep the chat window open if I need to. But you have to believe in that. You have to wake up every single day and you have to sit in quiet. And y'all, I know that life is busy and I know getting up early sucks so bad. I got up 6 times last night with Emery and I was like, 4:15, you're coming too early. But you have to take time for yourself. You have to take time for growth. You have to make time. It's not about having time. It is about making time. It has to be a priority because you have to get in line with the vision for yourself. You have to get in line with it so that when that day comes, and it will come, when that time comes, when that message comes, you are prepared so fully by the things that you're affirming yourself with and the things that you're reading and the Pinterest pins that you're like, yes, I get on there all the time for inspiration because I'm a words person. I print them out. I hang them on my wall. I write them everywhere. There's a giant whiteboard behind me. And anytime I'm inspired, I'll write something down that speaks to me. I have a little affirmation thing over here where every day I find something that affirms what I'm doing and the calling that I feel on my life, and I'm going for it and I'm reaching for it and I'm making sure that I am staying in line with me. This is the time in your life where you really have to put your blinders on. I know we all work off social media and you're almost dumb if you don't, because that's where everybody's going. And it's all about visual. It's all about what's pretty. It's all about what's perfect. It's all about these things. And with that, it skews us. It makes us feel like we are not good enough. Last night, I shared my result pictures on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, from my journey for the past 8 weeks with cutting out grain and dairy and sugar, and doing higher healthy fats and low carb with intermittent fasting. Last week's results weren't super great. I struggle with getting my food in and all of these things. I just felt kind of run down. I've been having some blood sugar issues, definitely not drinking enough water. And I didn't want to share them because there wasn't anything magnificent about that week. Like the previous weeks have been great. Everything was going awesome. But I really hadn't seen anything that was just too amazing. I wasn't shocked by my transformation. And I sat there and I got real with myself. And I said, people don't come to my social media to see all of the beauty and the glamour and the glitz. They don't do that. They come to me to see real. And that's what I get every time I message someone. I love that you're so real on social media. And so I asked myself, is not sharing these results because you're self-conscious about the fact that you didn't have some incredible result more important to you and staying seemingly perfect than sharing a flaw of maybe things weren't perfect for you last week, or maybe you struggle with this? Because sharing the flaws along with the good is what's going to reach the people that you want to help with. It's going to reach the people that are real and that say, I don't have time for this. I am so busy right now. But when you say, well, this is how I made it happen. This is what I did. Maybe this will help you. When you show the good with the bad, when you're believing for things that don't necessarily take place, but you're believing in it anyway and you keep pushing on, that's what makes people come back to you. That's what gives you that little bit of spark. That's what gives you that little something, that little oomph. And that's how you're going to continue to move forward. You're not going to have perfect weeks. You're not going to have every day's perfect and easy. You're going to have really great days. And it's going to be awesome. And you're like, yes, I'm where I'm supposed to be, and everything's falling into place. And then usually within the next 6 hours, the next day, it's like my whole world falls apart. I'm like, but we were doing so good. But you have to believe in your donut. You have to show up. It doesn't have sprinkles all the time. Sometimes it's just a plain donut with pink icing. But that's still your donut. So believe in your donut. So vision. Your vision says, I am. In this time frame, I am doing whatever. What do you want to accomplish with your business or in your personal life? What are you striving for this year? How long will it take you to get there realistically? Where do you see yourself in 3, 5, or 10 years from now? Are you still doing what you're doing now? Kind of touched on this earlier. How does your family, faith, finances, health, and well-being all fit into this for you? Your vision. So I was listening to someone this morning, and she was talking about when she got started with her business. Hold on. Water problem. I have to drink a gallon of water a day. When she was talking about the first year of her business, the trip that she could earn for her family was a trip to Disney. And she knew that they did not have the money to do it because they were living off one income. She had gone from working as a counselor to staying home, and her husband was providing all of the income. And she learned that the trip was to Disney World. And they had talked about it, and they said, well, maybe in 10 years we'll be able to take that trip. And she said, I want to earn that trip for my family. I'm getting chills just talking about this now. I want whenever hold on. Sleep. That was if I don't get minimum 6 hours sleep. Don't know how you stay cheerful. I'll go over that in just a second. She said, I wanted so badly to envision us walking into Magic Kingdom and my kids looking at me with awe and my husband turning to me and say, you did this, babe. You did this for our family. Like, I have so many children now. I wish I could show you. Because that has to be what drives your vision. And by December 31st, so in December, I am earning enough money to help my husband take half a year off. That's a big vision. That's a big goal. But to be able to have him look at me and say, I'm sorry, I didn't believe in what you were doing. He doesn't understand what I do. He doesn't get it. He's not a feelings kind of person. He's really not technologically advanced at all. But to have him look at me and say thank you, or, I'm proud of you, any of those things, and to have us to be able to be together more and him to be with the girls and take them to school and to do those things, that is what gets me up every morning, is that I will have that day one day, and it will be on my terms, and it will be because I dreamed so big, and I didn't let fear stop me, And I kept moving even when it was hard. I did the unsexy work behind the scenes of showing up, messaging, planning, losing sleep sometimes, making sacrifices on girls' nights or those kind of things, because I had to put aside, what I wanted immediately so that I could feel that gratification later. That's what I envision when I get up in the morning, is that there's going to be that one day. And I'm hoping that it's in April when we go to Mexico on the trip that I earned through coaching, that he'll look at me and he'll finally get it, and it'll just click for him. And it'll be like, I believe in what you're doing. Thank you for serving our family in the way that you do. Instead of what's been happening lately, where there's a lot of not miscommunication, but like shortcomings and things that are not done and things that are unseen. And it's just like, it makes you want to clam up sometimes when the people that you love most don't understand the vision behind what you're doing. But you have to understand, and you have to feel it and smell it and breathe it in every single day and see it for yourself. So I put pictures in my office so that I can see, that one day we're going to get to that point and I'm going to feel those feelings and I'm going to say, I have been successful. And my vision has come true. But then that vision changes. So Heather's question or comment, my problem with waking up that early / missing out on sleep is that I will be so short-tempered if I don't get a minimum of 6 hours of sleep. I don't know how you stay cheerful. Here's the thing, and this is kind of going off topic a little bit, but I set boundaries for myself. I have 2 nights a week where I do team calls or calls on someone else's page. I only do calls on those 2 nights. Usually it's Monday and Wednesday at 8:30, around that time when we were supposed to meet last night. I only do calls on those 2 days. Every now and then I'll throw in a Sunday in exchange for a Monday, but it's always in the evening. It's always after my girls are in bed. And then I turn off my phone. Like right now, my phone is on Do Not Disturb. So I can turn my ringer on loud, turn on Do Not Disturb, set my alarm, and then put my phone down. I have to set boundaries with how I let people get to me. So after 8 p.m., usually I'll have scheduled all of my posts for the next day, scheduled my last post for the evening, and then I'm not on my phone anymore. I have to set boundaries, and I have to make myself go to sleep. I understand that life is busy and hectic, and we have these growing, thriving businesses, but you have to set boundaries, because if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're letting people dictate your days and your times, and I know we all have kids, and kids definitely make a change in that, but if you're letting outside influences affect you so much that you're not sleeping, you're not taking time to grow your mind, you're not taking time to take care of your body, you're not taking time for those because you're so worried about doing and serving other people, you have to bring yourself back in and give yourself a reality check and say, how long am I going to be able to do this without experiencing burnout, without getting sick, without facing some kind of slap in the face that says you need to slow down and you need to get it in check. And that's where priorities come in. I think we're going to talk about that in just a second. I'll go ahead and kind of talk about it now, but your priorities have to reflect, your business has to reflect your priorities. So my priorities are faith, number 1, family, then fitness, then business. So my faith comes number 1. It's the number 1 thing I do every single morning. I get up at 4:15 so I can have quiet time before my workout. I then do my workout, but that's so it doesn't take away from family time later in the day. I get to spend my mornings with my girls, getting Reese ready for preschool. And then once she's at preschool and Emery's napping, which she is right now, then I sit down and I do my business tasks. And I work from a schedule. From 9 to 11, I do only business things. And it's the vital behavior. So messaging people, following up with people. You won't get a message from me before that time normally, unless it's one of my personal challengers or one of my personal coaches. 9 to 11. Then from then, I send as many messages as I can in that time frame. And then from then on out, I plan, we have lunch. And then from 1 to 4 when the girls are napping, I do the rest of the stuff. If it's checking in with coaches, if it's checking into my groups, if it's posting things, if it's planning content, if it's writing a blog, all that stuff's done in the afternoon. But in the morning when I am on task, that's it. Then at 5 o'clock, my phone goes down. I'm not perfect at this, but I'm really trying to work on this because my husband hates my phone so much. I'm going to have to speed it up. So I try to have unplugged time every single night. Now, we have negotiated that when he's on his phone at night, like we're laying in bed and he's on his phone, maybe we're just hanging out, that I can check some messages if I need to, or I can check in with my coaches or check into my group. But you got to keep it in perspective. If your phone is too tempting to pick up because you're just going to start doing all this stuff and then you're missing out on family time and quality time, you got to get it in check. Because if your business is growing, that's awesome and that's amazing. That's a good thing. But your family also needs to be thriving. Your family needs to be important. Your husband needs to know that he is still special, and that everyone else doesn't always have your attention. You need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself so you can be the kind of girl boss you want to be. You can be the kind of mom and wife and sister and friend that you want to be, and have the kind of growth this year that you want to have. You can't do that if you're sick all the time or if you're run down all the time. You're not going to be in the right mindset to sit and chat with people, or sit and post things about your business and about the awesome opportunity of freedom of time if you're pissy because you didn't sleep all night. Like, trust me, I'm the first one to tell you that sleep is so vital. So make sure that you're making time for yourself. In the midst of growing your business, you are still most important because you're doing this for you. Okay, so your mission statement. Your mission statement, your mission says, I exist to. I exist to fill in the blank. In conjunction with my business, exists to. So your mission statement needs to reflect you, and then the mission statement for your business needs to follow suit. I exist to what? My business exists to serve the purpose of my personal mission. When your mission statement should be short, simple, and clear. It shouldn't be like super crazy. Just keep it short, sweet, and to the point. When you read it, you should know immediately what you're about and what your business is about. When you read your mission statement, it should be like taking my power stance and I'm going to speak it. And then just like you get this warm feeling all over your body because you're just embracing it and you're like, yes. Have a mission statement for your life, your business, and your family. And when you feel like you've lost direction a little bit, maybe you've been staring at too much at what other people are doing, come back to this and say, this is what I do every single day and why I do it. This is why I am on this earth. Come back to that continually. A mission statement turns a light bulb into a laser. It makes you laser focused. Oh, more chills, y'all. Laser focused on the things that you know you were working for. It's like so clear. Sorry, I keep snapping, like white girl problems. Woo. And sorry for these slides. They're a little bit saved by the bell. I just thought they were really cute. I like them. Without a powerful why, your dreams never have a chance to leave the ground. Amen. Hallelujah. Why? Why are you doing this? Why? If you ever get to the point where you are too comfortable, ask yourself why. Always ask why. If you're, in our businesses that when we are getting to know people more and you're asking them about their goals, you have to ask why. Why do you want to make so much money a year? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do that? Until they get to the point where they can't say why anymore, then you've reached the real deal. Defining your why. Why does this matter to you? Your dreams, your vision statement, your mission statement. Why do these matter to you? Why now? Why this business? Why these changes? What excites you most about it? What gets you excited about it? When you know your why, you can endure anyhow. So when people ask you how, when they ask you all of these things, you can endure that because you know your why. And in my business, they say that your why should make you cry. My why doesn't make me cry anymore. My why lights a fire inside of me and fans that flame of just like, yes. It gives me that little edge, that little something to share, maybe something that's a little bit grittier than I would have if I'm just going with, well, this is what I'm doing. Like, it's not, I don't know. So in our business, we have Shakeology, which is a superfood shake. It's amazing. It's changed my life. We have at-home fitness workouts. We have these easy nutrition plans with cute color-coded containers. When people ask me why I do these things, I talk about the fact that as a teenager, having to work out in the gym or having to run while the football team was playing on the field, I would get so anxious that it would make me vomit. I was so concerned about what people were thinking about me that I just never took time to really get in a good workout. I was always competing with someone. I was always focused on what they were doing. I was never focused on myself. And that followed me through college where I played volleyball. I was just never comfortable with it. Now when people ask me why I do home workouts, that's part of my story, is that I'm so comfortable in my own element that I go hard and I am prepared and I am mentally all there. That superfood shake, I believe in it so hard because of the way it's changed my digestion and my blood sugars and my energy level and my cravings for sweets and so many things for me. So I go to why, and I keep digging and I keep digging and I keep digging. And one of my goals this year, this may not seem astronomical to y'all, is to make $75,000 this year. So that puts me at making about $3,500 a week by December 31st. That's just the very tip of the iceberg. But why? Why is that financial goal big for me? Because that means, one, I am helping people that are helping people. My coaches are serving more people, which means I'm serving my coaches in a way that inspires them to influence others with the lives that they're changing and the way that they're changing their own life. Why? Because my goal as a leader and as someone who wants to see more for her family is that my coaches will see that for their families, and that they will help other women see that for their families. Why? Because I was a person, a woman, a new mom who was staying at home, who felt insecure by the amount and the lack of income that I was bringing in every month. As we decided that I would stay home, that I felt so trapped, that the issue with money was so big that weekly I would get an allowance, and weekly I would have to scrimp by to buy groceries, pay bills, and decide if I could afford to buy mascara and diapers in the same grocery pickup, along with the other things that I needed. Why does it matter to me to be financially stable? Because in the event that I want to tithe more, or I want to support someone that financially can't pay for their own stuff, I want to have the means to give back. Yes, I want my family to be financially free, and yes, my husband has a wonderful job where he provides so well, but I want to have that feeling of knowing that if I'm called to do more, I can give back. And that's why, because I've lived in that situation where it's been paycheck to paycheck, and it's been you get to the counter and you sit there and you go, God, please let this go through. Please let me have enough money in my bank account this week to buy the groceries that we need. Please let me have the finances to make this happen. That's why, because I don't want to live like that anymore. I don't want to stress about money, and I want to live in complete freedom. And knowing that I had a hand in that is something that's very important to me. I was raised to work hard and to be passionate about the work that I do. And so that's why. And I need you to get to that point with what you're trying to achieve, your dreams, your vision, your mission statement. I need you to get to that point where it's so clear to you, and it makes your chest tight, because you know how it feels. And those are the kind of people you want to help, the people that know that feeling. And those are the kind of people that you're going to attract by being very clear on this. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. I tell people every day, I never have to sell anything, because my why is so powerful, and it pushes through every obstacle, every objection, everything. That's why. Because I live it and breathe it, and people see that. It's not just a product. I am not Team Beachbody. I am Katie McGilvery, a Team Beachbody coach, but I'm much more than Beachbody. I'm not branded by that. It's something that I do. It's something I believe in and will always believe in, that has really revolutionized my life in the way that I look at myself. But it's not who I am. It's what I do, and it's what I'm passionate about, but it has served a bigger purpose of why I do it. So keep that in mind. What goes into planning out your goals? Okay, we're finally getting into the good stuff. Hope y'all are still hanging with me. I'm going to have to stop elaborating so much. What goes into planning out goals? A dream is just a dream. A goal is a dream with a plan. So keep that in mind. Your goal is smaller pieces to the whole big puzzle that is your dream. Dreams, vision, mission statement, why power. Yay, yay, yay. You've got all that. So now what? Setting power goals. Goals must be specific to tell you how. They must be measurable to quantify them. And they must be limited by time. So my goal is to help 10 people a week, every week for 52 weeks. So you have to break it down. So 10 people a week. If I need to help 10 people a week, we all know that having conversations, you need to talk to at least 10 people before you get a yes. So I need to have 100 conversations. But since I'm serious about this, I'm going to 10x that. So I need to be having as many conversations a day. So let's say 100 conversations a day. Conversations that are geared towards either becoming a coach, being a part of my women's ministry, or joining one of my accountability fitness groups. 100 conversations a day by the end of the week, every week. I want to help 10 people a month by January 31st. Whatever. Put your time on it. Set a monthly, quarterly, and yearly goal. So monthly, let's see. Let's see. So I want 5 new coaches in my team training every single month. I want to help 10 people start their health and fitness journey every single month. So that's 15 people. In my business, that means Success Club 30. Success Club is just what points they award you for basically serving more people. It allows you more opportunities. You get gifts. They take care of you. But I want 5 working coaches each month to help more people. So help to 3 people a month. That's Success Club 5-6. I want to sell $150 worth of shirts monthly. I also have a shirt business. I want to work consistently 4 to 5 hours, 5 days a week, starting January 1st, and keeping track of that every single day. I want to do 50 new reach outs every single day, and to have 150 new contacts by the end of the week. I want to send out 10 business invites daily, minimal. I would need to send out 10 accountability invites daily, minimal. By the end of the year, I want my team, so let's say by December 31st, I want my team to be ranked in the top 100 out of all Beachbody coaches, which means I have 5 coaches that are financially set, hitting higher goals. In our company, it's Diamond, and growing their business, which means that their coaches are working. And for us to be a 5-star elite team. So whatever your goals are, that's kind of some of mine and how I break it down. But it starts with, what do I want to see happen? If I want to grow my business, I have to have more conversations. I have to give myself a check-in every single week. So on Saturdays, I sit down and I assess, okay, what did we meet this week? Did you have 50 conversations a day? Did that lead to signing 5 people this week or 10 people this week? Or, and then at the end of the month, I assess my month and I say, did I sign 15 new people this week? Do I have 5 new coaches in that training? Unmuted. Okay, that was weird. That was weird. But anyway, that's how you do it. There we go. Sorry, hit button. It's okay, Cheryl. I was like, what is going on? Don't decrease the goal, increase your effort. Yes, they are. Don't decrease your goal, increase your effort. So I like to take the last week of the month and I look and I assess where I'm at. I plan out my weeks on Sunday mornings. I still get up early and I plan out my weeks on Sunday morning. And a lot of times I'll sit down and I'll say, okay, what do I have left to do? Because last year my mindset was completely different and I would have said, that's okay, we'll just back off or we'll push a little bit here and there, but it's not that big of a deal. This year, by the last week of every single month, I'm going to leave myself at least a week and say, okay, where are you at? I'm going to do the same thing with my coaches. Where are you at in moving towards your goals? And with my challengers or my accountability roles, I'm going to say, where are you at with your goals? What have you been struggling with? What do we still have to do to achieve that goal? And then break that down again. I'm about to teach you how to break that down. But so set power goals. These are the big, heavy-hitting goals. So I'm going to talk to 100 people this week. I'm going to invite this many people to my business. I'm going to invite this many people to my free webinar or whatever. I'm going to invite this many people to whatever it is. Set micro goals. Micro goals are small tasks set on a weekly basis to accomplish the larger goal. You have to have a time frame. Your goal has to be worked backwards. So your power goal for the end of the week or the month. So my power goal for the month, Success Club 30. Break it down. That's helping 15 people. Helping 15 people, 5 people that are coaches, working coaches, 10 people that are starting their health and fitness journey. What do I have to do to that? I have to have so many conversations a week. I have to show up on my social media so many times a day. I have to share my personal journey and my personal transformation with the products that I sell so many times a week. I have to reach out to my coaches who I want to be hitting Success Club to see how they're doing and offer them help and assistance. You just take the big one and you break it down. So for me, Success Club 30, that's 15 people. 5 of those people are coaches. 10 of those people are customers. What am I helping my coaches get started with? I'm going to plug them into a training. Got to have that training scheduled. What's the training going to be about? Being about a new coach. Daily tasks that you can mark off your planner. And I showed y'all yesterday in the group, but my weekly planner has a spot over here for tasks. You set your schedule, you have a spot for task that gives you a checklist, and it reflects your priorities for the day. So make sure that you are working from a to-do list so that your work is focused. Goals help you take an idea with potential and make it specific and turn it into something achievable. Goals, tasks, all of it, so necessary. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to make your goals for you. Nothing else standing in your way, no fear, no money, no objections, nothing. The goal is about what you want to achieve in order to make your dreams reality. See the big pictures, dreams and visions. Smell it, feel it, embrace it. Put it somewhere where you can see it every single day, just like the positive affirmations. Speak it out loud. Believe in it, and go hard after it. Be realistic. Okay, so here's one thing. I know that, we're in the field, we're all good, we're going. Be realistic. What does your life look right now? If you have 5 kids of all different ages doing all different things and you're committed to all of these things, you're not going to be able to sit down and work 4 to 5 hours a day in your business. There's no way. Unless they're all at school and you're a stay-at-home mom. But say that you have all of those kids and all of those things and you work. So at best, you're going to be able to sit down and dedicate an hour either in the morning before you go to work and get them ready for school, or an hour in the evening once they're all in bed, you're winding down. Is that a sacrifice? Yes, because you're more than likely going to be tired, you're going to be stressed out, you're going to have a lot of things going on. But you've got to realistically say, okay, if I want my business to grow, I'm going to have to be consistent 1 hour a day, 5 to 6 days a week. And if you get a day on Saturday where there's not a whole lot going on, or on Sunday morning, get up and work like your life depends on it. Plug in those extra hours. That's why I still get up early in the mornings, even on the weekend, because those are my hours when I know that my kids are going to be home all day. And yes, they're still small, but that I'm going to have time for me. So I get up early and I make it happen. Do that. Do that. Look at what's going on in your life. Don't commit to things you don't want to be committed to. Learn to say no in order to make your dreams reality. You're going to have to say no to some things, even though it's really awesome to serve on the prayer team at church, but that commends you to showing up 5 days a week for 2 hours every day. I'm just, whatever. Or maybe it's like whatever, but you have to look at your goal and look at your priorities and say, okay, I love this and I think it's a really awesome thing and I really want to say yes, but in effort to reach my goals, I'm going to have to say no. And I'm going to have to say no gracefully. And I'm going to have to let them know that I'm so grateful for the opportunity and that they thought of me. I'm absolutely blessed by that. But at this point in my life, I just cannot commit to one more thing. Do it graciously, all with the grace. Be realistic about your time. When you're setting your goals, so $75,000 in income for this year, that's a big goal for me. I have to work actively 5 days a week, engaging with people, getting on the phone, running these groups in order to make that happen. I have to engage with my coaches and make sure that I'm helping them and that I'm serving them and that I'm leading from the front in order to make that happen. I have to look at the limitations I have. My husband leaves at 5:30 in the morning, doesn't get home till 5:30 at night. There's housework that still has to be done. There's children that still have to be taken care of, meals that still have to be made. I still have other things besides just my business to do. So realistically, can I pull 4 to 5 hours out of my day every single day? I think that I can, yeah. Am I going to have to sacrifice a few things here and there, like getting to do play dates all the time or getting to go do all of these things? Yes. And I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Be okay with saying no to things that don't honor your goals and your priorities so you can say yes later, so that I can go all the play dates I want to whenever I'm running a multi 6-figure, 7-figure business a year. I can say yes to those things a little bit more. I can say yes to taking family vacations that don't have to be put on credit card. I can say yes to those things. So I'm going to say no right now so that I can say yes later. Keep that in mind. Stop anticipating the sacrifice and start anticipating the reward. I'm not a morning person. I don't love to get up in the morning, but I know that if especially now, I'm doing hour-long workouts that are way more challenging. I know that if I don't get up early, it's not getting done during the day. I also knew myself and knew that if I didn't host live video calls with the women that are in my group or women that are in the big test group that are doing this, that I would not get up each morning and do it. But I knew that if I had someone waiting on me, I would get out of bed and I would get it done. For the last 2 days, that's happened. And I'm going to keep plugging on like that because it seems to be working. So stop anticipating the sacrifice and start anticipating the reward. It's going to be so good. I just love this one. When you're excited about something, your brain releases endorphins. This helps reinforce behaviors that are beneficial for habits changing. Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people don't shoot their husbands. They just don't. It's one of my favorite quotes in the entire world, though it's not super significant to like whatever, but it's totally true. Handling failure. Okay. This is probably the most important part about all of this because how you handle failure is going to determine how you keep pushing towards your goals, even in lieu of things that are going to happen. As I've said before, when you really get crystal clear with your goals, your visions, your dream, all of it, things are going to start happening. Not necessarily bad things all the time, but just disappointing things, discouraging things, things that are going to cause you to step back and ask yourself, am I on the right path here? Like, am I really doing what I need to be doing? Is this really what God's called me to do? Or am I just like making this up in my mind? It's gonna cause you to feel that way sometimes. So I want you to take a step back, take a deep breath, and assess yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. And I want you to look at all of the things that you could have done differently. Not that you failed at, but that you could have done differently that would have helped you achieve the goal that you missed. Okay? Look at all of it. And do not pass off the blame on other people if there is a lot of things that you could have done differently. Now, sometimes there's some things that just fell through the cracks and it happens, but you cannot blame anyone else for not achieving your goals because you set these based on what you needed in your life. They're for you. And so when you miss a mark, I did this in my first year. I blamed my upline because I didn't hit that goal, but it wasn't my upline's goal. I mean, technically it was, but it was because it didn't belong to me. So when your goals belong to you and you're that passionate about it, you have to take ownership for that and say, okay, I could have done this differently, and it didn't work out. So next time I do this, I'm going to do this way. If you fall short of your goal, you've not failed. You only fail when you stop trying. So I'm not going to stop trying. I didn't hit my goal this month. I only got 22 points instead of 30. I only helped 11 people instead of 15. But what did I do right? What are the things that I did right? I helped my coaches grow. So maybe it wasn't as great of a month for me, but I helped 10 of my coaches push for their goals this month, and they each served 5 people. They went above and beyond. That's a celebration. I didn't get up consistently every day this month, but I met all of my fitness requirements. I did 30 workouts this month, and that was part of something. So you may not have hit the huge goal, but you hit a micro goal. Celebrate that. Give yourself praise over the things you did right. Every failure is a lesson. If you are not in the mindset yet to take the things that you don't excel at, or to take the things that might be considered a failure or a setback and look at those and see what you've learned from that, personal development all day long. Personal development all day long. I will tell you that if your mindset is not of believing in things and is not able to step back and assess personal gains and losses and your behavior and your things that are either moving or not moving your business forward, you need to find some personal development. I have a ton I can recommend. But if you are not willing to fail, you are not ready to succeed. Every person that has been any kind of major success has had a success story. The people at the top of your company, they all had to fail. If you go back and you look at the things they did in the very beginning, you're going to be shocked that you're just like them. The videos that they do, I watch some of the videos of the top coaches at the beginning of their business, and I'm a little bit shocked that they're not as well versed and they're not as well put together and they don't have all the fancy gadgets and those things. They started with what they had. And so I want to encourage you to start with what you have, even if you feel like you're going to fail. Even if you feel like it's not good enough, it is good enough. It's good enough to get them started. It was good enough to get you started. But you have to be willing to go all out and risk failure in order to get to where you want to be. You got to. And you have to believe in yourself. All of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Like I said before, it's mostly about the belief you have in yourself. It's mostly about, at the end of the day, I believe that what I'm doing is good. When my husband doesn't understand it, when my family doesn't support it, when my friends unfollow and unfriend me on Facebook, I know that what I'm doing is good. And I know that with diligence and persistence in a year, I'm going to be somewhere different than I am right now. And I'm okay with them not understanding in order for that to happen. All right.